Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking more about shadow work, and I also wanted to talk about Hekate and her relation to shadow work as well. But before we do, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, and if you want to craft your witchcraft path or your Wiccan path and you don't know where to start, download my free video, How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice. The link is in the description field below this video. So why shadow work? Why now? And what has Hekate got to do with it? Well, firstly, I love working with Hekate. I have done a video on Hekate, so I'll put the link to that in the description field below this video. I work with Hekate for quite a number of years now, and a lot of it has been with the shadow works aspect because she's incredibly helpful for shadow work. She will help you navigate your way through the terrain, and if you're sincere about doing it, then she will meet you halfway. She will really help you move through the things that you need to move through, or to open the road for you to be able to journey into that discovery of who and what you really are. She is a deity of going beyond. So going beyond the ego self, going beyond the self and discovering who you really are, your divine, magical, creative being. And being a goddess that is very strongly associated with witchcraft and with choices, with the three-way crossroads and all of the symbolism around Hekate, even the dark symbolism around her, from a shadow work point of view, is incredibly valuable on the path. We have to look at the dark and the light in this planet that we're on, in this universe that we're in, or the simulation or matrix, whatever you want to call it. It is polar. There is light and there is dark. There is hot and there is cold. And we have to look at both sides and be courageous when we're on the magical path and the spiritual path in general, to look at all of these things within ourselves. Because if we can't look within ourselves, it's going to be very difficult for us to look without and see them without ourselves. So the shadow work journey is really important now, because all around us we're moving into this energy, and many people call it the Great Awakening. A lot of people are saying that we're moving from this 3D energy, fourth dimensional energy, up into fifth dimensional energy, and that a lot of us are experiencing very strange phenomena, and also discovering that what we've been told about the world isn't necessarily true. That'll pretty much everything that we've been told is probably a lie. And so we've got to go and we've got to figure out what the truth is for ourselves. What is spirituality for us? What is this energetic universe that we're taking part in? What is this that we're creating for ourselves? Because we know that a lot of what's happening is that we're contributing to, that we're creating our lives. So how are we doing this, and how do we do it in a way that's actually more positive for us and much, much more helpful to us? And what am I doing here? What do I want from my life? And how can I step back, look at everything around me and go, what is this circus? Because it is quite a circus that we've been experiencing over the last few years, and it's quite a nasty circus, and we need to be able to step into our courage and into our spirituality to be able to move through this difficult terrain. And we're being called to do the shadow work. Hekate has become very popular over the last few years, and so have some other deities that work particularly well with shadow work. And it's not surprising that they have been turning up a lot and having more of a influence, because you can work with them as guides to help you through this difficult time. One of the most valuable things of shadow work is the courage to be who you are. The courage to be able to stand in your power, and the courage to be able to say no and deal with the consequences of saying no if you need to say no, or yes if you feel that you need to say yes. To be able to go against a lot of other people or your family or friends, because you're standing in your truth and you're standing in your conviction of your spiritual truth. It's being an independent, sovereign being and understanding that you are a spiritual being. And whilst a lot of the world want to sort of head down this more transhuman or technocratic route and take us away from our spirituality, away from our energetic, our divine selves, and more into this idea that we are just physical things and that we don't have a consciousness and that we can live forever if we're somehow connected to the internet physically, then we really need to start navigating what sort of world do we want to live in. Do we want to live in a simulation within a simulation, or do we want to really wake up and discover what this is really all about, and how do we create something great out of all of this mess that we're in now? And the shadow work is really important because we need to wake up to ourselves first so that we can wake up to the rest of the world and start to turn it in a direction that is actually very, very positive, where we can be free sovereign beings, we can help each other, we can skill share, or we can create beautiful things, we can look after planet Earth, we can work with the animals and the plants and not be destroying her or allowing her to be destroyed the way that things are going at the moment. Shadow work helps you get away from being a slave to the system. And I'm using that word for a reason, because that's what we are. It is like being slaves to the system. Throughout human history, there have been humans that have used other humans as slaves. And we're really no different to that, because we get so caught up in attachment to this materialistic world that we're in and needing to have all the latest things and the latest gadgets and this, that and the other, that we become slaves to these things. They rule our lives. They tell us what to do and what not to do, and we just go like little lambings or sheep wherever direction that technology or whatever it is taking, and we forget who we are as sovereign beings. It stops us comparing ourselves to other people and feeling less than other people. It stops us from having that difficulty with feeling guilt about ourselves or shame about ourselves when we shouldn't have to, when we're just standing in our truth. And now is the time to really find that self. Where do you want to go in the next few years? Where do you want to go? What sort of world do you want to live in? What sort of being do you want to be? And you can work with Hekate to help you do that, or work with Kununos to help you do that, or the Morrigan to help you do that. Any of these deities that are very earthy deities, or even the ones that are like the darker side of the goddess or god, can actually be worked with in this positive way. If you do want to do your shadow work with me, I do have my chakra course now. It's the Wheels of Empowerment. We're working shadow work through the chakras because it's a very easy, much easier way to work with shadow work. It gives it a little bit more structure. Each chakra has a connection to various different aspects of our shadow self, and also helps us awaken more to who and what we really are as we work up the chakras. So starting from the more ego-oriented chakras down the bottom there, and then working into being able to cleanse and heal those and awaken more to see more clearly who and what we really are as we work up the chakras. So if you're interested in doing shadow work with me, check out the Wheels of Empowerment. The link is in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.